And I think there should be timestamps, but just to show, I did try to do a recording, and well, it would have been nice to get this recording, but you can see what's on screen. I was working with the Necrobinder. I just used a lot of Osti attacks, and instead, I guess for this one, I'm in the middle of a run. We can give this one up because I think I just wanted to play more Necrobinder afterward, or I was actually playing the defect instead. Whoop! Hey, this is not what we want to do, so we're just gonna actually give this up. I'll play this one later because you can actually use seeds. So if nothing else, as there are timestamps, and I should have already mentioned it earlier, I want to go through the Regent, because I wanted to try something with the Regent, which I was also kind of doing with the Necrobinder for a moment, but yeah, I want to try something with the Regent, and it's really not anything too fancy, and I think there aren't a lot of Ascensions yet. I mean, the game is in like 0.98 version, early access, if the placeholder art here and there didn't say, yes, version 0.98.2. So, as we get this started here, I want to see upgrade Venerate. Upgrade Venerate, we would be able to get decisions, and I think that's what we're going to stick with. Otherwise, we're going to see what we grab here. Check my elites, check my merchants, and if this is your first Slay the Spire 2 video, if you haven't been watching other people stream, then, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Let me see here. 2 rest stops in the middle of this, but a lot of question marks, or otherwise, this left side here. So, yeah, particularly what we're going to do for this series is something, it's going to be called like something March on the Spire or something. But as we start this off here, I think what I want to end up doing is basically doing just one run, whether I, end up losing in Act 1 or not. Yeah, we'll see what actually happens. That, Venerate, and I think we'll just, no, we want to attack. Because we need to get the damage out. At some point, we need to damage the enemy as well. And as per usual, but if you don't know, Slay the Spire, not meta, but Slay the Spire etiquette, your first 3 enemies are usually capable, you're usually able to just use strikes and defends with the occasional, 2 starter cards, but otherwise, what you're actually doing is you need to grab some cards, usually damage, but it's not always that. It might be other forms of indirect damage, whether it's dots, whether it is debuffs that allow you to do more with your strikes, just for at least Act 1. As for me, I think we're gonna go for, so I want to try to go for Sovereign Blade again. The real glue is grabbing minimum 2 forms of forge, but usually you want to grab the, there's a card, I'll remember it when we get to it. But there is a specific card where you can basically recall Sovereign Sword from your discard pile, or anywhere really, it's anywhere specifically. So, but it's immediately doing Sovereign Sword. I should have Falling Starred first. I'm going absolutely crazy. I'm just going to do it for damage, but I should have done it earlier. We might grab it again on the redraw here. We did not, so just defend twice and be on our way. I think we would have gotten out if we had done it there. Maybe not, but either way, we get to Sovereign Blade now. And the whole point, as I were to get into it, is that we're trying to keep the number of cards in our deck low, preferably 15, no more than 15, unless I add a pretty much 0 draw, whether it's plus or minus. We don't want to go minus, so normally we're going to try, as we get shrunk here, we're going to try to keep our deck size low, because we want to draw back any forge cards within the next 2 or 3 draws, so that we can get out of encounters quickly. Now the problem here is that what happens when you don't have blocks, because you do eventually need to block, especially when you're punished for certain playstyles, which certain encounters still do in this game. So as we do our thing, yeah, so we can't grab it back. So basically we skip everything. Maybe Glitter Stream, but I would prefer it to be something else. But I guess we'll grab Glitter Stream. We need some block. And at this point it's kind of a self-call unless we visit a merchant. So I guess Glitter Stream here. Who do I care about the most? Is it the Jackfruit? I haven't fought this encounter a lot, so I'm actually gonna throw a potion and see. But yeah, we need to immediately do Rot in War so we can Sovereign Blade. This means that such a turn, I use up all my energy, so unless we have maybe, a star cost card that gives a shield, we don't really get much else from it. But I do want to do that. I mean, we were gonna do everything but strike there. And here we hope that we grab something else. We grabbed little attacks on a turn where we get to do damage, and we grabbed Glitter Stream on a turn where we were supposed to do damage. So, did we not draw Falling Star? We did not. So I think we just attack here, right? Yeah, 25 damage. And defending, not Refined Blade. Can't even grab Refined Blade. It looks like you're going plus, but you really don't want to just take damage. You just want to immediately get on an enemy if possible. So, again, we immediately use Sovereign Blade. We take the 12 damage here, but the whole thought is that you get everything running immediately. But, you know, if you get hit here like I am, we don't really have anything else we can do. We can't block anymore, so shrug. And yeah, you'll find yourself just taking damage in the face a lot of the time trying to run Sovereign Sword this early. There are a few block cards, mainly, not Bulwark. Is it Bulwark? I think it's Bulwark. But essentially there are ways to give yourself extra block in a Sovereign deck. Now, unfortunately, that's not the case here, but maybe we're out next turn. We took a lot of damage for it, though. The other side of that is that you don't have to worry as much about... you don't have to worry as much about upgrading, so because they all kind of just pay for themselves. There are only a few things that you would want to upgrade, and one of them is maybe Venerate for cycling your Falling Star or any other. You might take a secondary star card effect, but no more than that, because otherwise you run out of stars, and you might want Falling Star before you pop a Sovereign Sword use. And that's pretty much my crash course. Obviously, this game's only been out for like a moment, so we want to remove a strike or a defend here, though. And off we go. We get a merchant. No rest. I could swerve, so hopefully we play well. And I don't go crazy. Otherwise, at this moment, we do need to get rid of the shrink bug. That's going to hurt our damage a lot. Yeah, otherwise let me know if the audio's too loud, too low on me, or the game audio's too low, because the audio for the game does sound a bit low, but hey. So... the other small combination is Venerate, Falling Star, to kind of pay for itself, but after that, Glitter Stream, pretty much. Yeah, Glitter Stream. Just so we don't take damage. Could have just defended and struck, I think, but meh. And here is a strike. Yeah, we need to get rid of this bug, so we take the 7 damage here from this and do our best. Afterward, though, yeah, so Venerate, Falling Star, and then we kind of just pay for ourselves. Yeah, let's not take as much damage as possible. Because, again, we're holding out for Sovereign Sword, which is a lot riskier here. Because, again, if you don't have a certain card to call back Sovereign Sword after using it, and if you get, like, a god comp, like, you retain it, then it's a lot better. But, obviously, that's not what we're seeing here, is it? So, this is kind of a more normal Sovereign Sword deck for the moment, until we get either a skill, a very certain skill, or we grab something else. So we're going to Forge again. I don't think we're going to get it, right? No, we can draw it. So we might as well block here. We take damage, but if we draw Sovereign Sword, this battle's over. Because with all the Forge, we are eventually going to deal damage. Yeah, we're a bit unlucky here. Not that, I mean, you're fishing for one specific card, so it's pretty much a coin flip. I haven't calculated the odds, but let's treat it as a coin flip for now. Overall, over the course of Act 1, that you get a certain skill. Again, I'm mentioning a very specific skill, but I'm forgetting the name at the moment. When we run into it, though, I promise you, I'll point it out because we'll immediately pick it up. So, Falling Star. We can't even defend anymore. We might just die here. Because we don't have enough... In fact, did we ever get it? No. It's just me going crazy. So, I think we have to take this in the face and hope that we deal enough with this. Ooh, we're barely off. I think we just nearly die here, but it's not like we can do much else. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. You even have Glitter Stream? You keep Sovereign Blade, but we're having some HP problems regardless. So, here's hoping we need to draw Sovereign Blade, or I think we pretty much die. Nope. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. We can weaken. And we can barely survive. We won't be using any more star cards because, oh my goodness, we really didn't get it. Glitter Stream, I guess. That's interesting. Well, finally got Sovereign. Yeah, this is really unlucky. I might just do another run just to show. Still didn't get it, so whoopsie doopsie, RNG. Maybe Merchant has it? Nothing. Yeah. That's a little bad. I have certain relics which didn't appear either, so We can't really swerve into anything else at the moment. Maybe foregone conclusion, maybe, but aside from that, we'll still remove a card, but this is not looking very good. We need to swerve into the rest stop before this elite here. Probably should have bought potions as well to avoid dying, but hey. Yeah, so we need to immediately Sovereign Blade. Because otherwise, oh, I should have duplicated it. Maybe we can block beforehand? I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Nothing much in here, is there? No, there isn't. We also drew Glitter Stream when we didn't need it. We drew everything when we didn't need it. Wow, alright. We can't even do anything. We literally cannot do anything. Next turn, put 2 cards and draw a pile in hand. I guess this is next turn, right? So we'll just prepare that. This is not great. We can defend once, but I don't think we get anything else. Okay, yeah, because we must defend or we die. We didn't even draw. We needed to draw Falling Star on top, but yeah, this is unfortunate. Well, hey, I guess another run we go. So Glitter Stream to block more, but don't need to Venerate because we won't get the thing again. I think I'd rather block. What are we going to get next turn? 10 block maximum? 10 block maximum. If that's the case, I think I just defend and hope that I defend against enough here. That's... yeah, it's not great. Falling Star, Spoils... We only drew 1 defend, by the way, which is really... yeah, I think we're dead here, no matter what. Might as well throw on the weekend. We have to. It's the only thing we can do to try and survive. Foregone conclusion, just in case we don't pick up the Sovereign Sword. Sovereign Blade, but yeah, it's not great. Yeah. Alright, well, into another run we go. What else would we... I'm sure there are other cards we could have picked up, or just picking other paths. Well, if we lose again that quickly, then just goes to show I need to rethink my strategy. Even on Ascension 1, I do think the Sovereign Blade setup works, but yeah, it wasn't really great. Remove 2 cards, yeah, you know what? Remove 2 cards. Also, you know what we never got? The Regent also has cards as we get the Matriarch here, so we definitely want a Sovereign Sword. But I'll explain why later on. I mean, it's not a bad build for the Matriarch, I feel. But let me just make sure I know where I'm going. Merchant before the Elite. 3 Elites. Yeah, let's go for it. Although we are just eating damage in the face, so yeah, preferably 2 rest areas, which we do get later on. And I was going to mention something, but I'm going crazy now. What I could still mention is that we strike, defend, venerate. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. Gosh, me. Why do I do this to myself? C-Punk just going to hit you a lot of times here and there, but we do want to be sure. We didn't get to do much else, so we're going to Venerate, so we can at least Falling Star maybe next turn if need be, but otherwise we draw strikes and we're out. Oh yeah, what I was going to mention is that, yeah, we didn't get any, basically, transforming cards or creation cards, which is kind of a sub to the, it's a sub, I feel, to the thing. We could also run with Kingly Punch. Kingly Punch you use with Glimmer, so you draw cards and then you put Kingly Punch back, whether it's in your hand or you draw it. That counts as a draw, I believe. And if I'm wrong, well, we're going to find out. I don't want to run a star deck. I've run more than a few star decks. You can watch my streams and try to look for when I play Regent. It doesn't go well. That being said, I wasn't playing very cool either. Yeah, so Be Gone or something. Know Thy Place is a good also sub card. Conquer, it's a bit tricky. It's definitely for late. I did use Conquer in my Regent victory, but Be Gone. I didn't want Be Gone, but we didn't see the other one. The rare version that allows you to draw is a lot better. But if you only have strikes and defense, I do feel Be Gone is a better pick. It does cost 2, but you do get more damage overall. So, Dive Bomb, defend, and this basically tunes down the deck. Makes it easier to run Sovereign Blade, I feel. But, again, if you run Sovereign Blade early game, you're just tanking damage in the face, which isn't normally great. So maybe running a star card to sub it is something to think about, but let's just get out. I don't know why I was trying to be fancy there. Glow, Black Hole, Know Thy Place. So we'll take a Know Thy Place to help out. It's a nice little general card, I feel, but okay. And then Blade, we take the damage. Could pop a potion at some point, but we'll wait. Don't want to hit that one over there, so instead we'll throw a Know Thy Place. We don't have any block, I just realized. Well, still want to get rid of a Tadpole, I feel, so we'll do that, but take Thorn. I think we take the Thorns here. That'll be more damage over. No, yeah, it was just as bad. Well, at least we get to slam this enemy this turn, but still. So this, yeah, again, even if you remove a strike, this will give you more damage. It's for 2 energy cost, but the plus there is that you're able to get rid of a strike or a defend, or a card you don't want, basically. 2 common cards. We at least want another Forge card, like Rotten War, preferably, but otherwise, I guess Glitter Stream again. Oh, I should have taken Cloak. The reason why we take Cloak is because we have we have a remaining star when we cast our only star card, which is thingy, Falling Star. There's also a funny turn, but I think we'll focus on the lower HP one for the moment and try our best. I don't want to take this hit in the face. We might be forced to, though. So, we can't draw anything yet. I'll still turn this strike into a dive bomb, so we can have it later. Because it's gonna take us at least 2 more turns, unless we draw a Sovereign Blade here, which we do not. So, let's weaken 1. Refine, Falling Star, Venerate, and Defend, because that's all we literally have. You know what? I'm gonna pop a drink here. Quasar, Glitter Stream, and let's block this next attack. If you draw Phantoms, yeah, if we draw the thing, it would have been nice, but we didn't. So I guess what we do now is Glitter Stream, Minion Dive Bomb, Rotten War to power up our next sword use. Sovereign Blade, I keep calling it sword. Yeah, we don't do enough damage. We might just have to take this in the face. So, I should have just struck, but either way, I think we're out in 2 turns. Although I shouldn't have done what I did. Yeah, oh my goodness, that was even worse, actually. We at least get to block this whole turn, but that could have been really bad if we didn't have Falling. I was about to say, do we not get a single thing? Wow, we didn't get a single thing. Wow, alright, cool. That was unfortunate to see. Okay, yeah, I really did make that mistake. Well, hey, what a nice way to start this Cloak of Stars. Merchant, but we don't get anything else. Radius. Yeah, Summon Forth. So Summon Forth is the next part of the glue. But, I mean, it's not much. Sword Sage is the power card we want, but Summon Forth is good for the rest of the act. And let's take something else. Swift Potion in case we got unlucky. And then, yeah, whatever happens, happens. Yeah, this is not great. So, I think we die here because of what we did to ourselves. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't have enough block for this. We'll Cloak, we'll Defend, but I don't think we can do anything else. Because even if you try to grab a Sovereign Blade, we won't have enough. Alright, third run in the video. Alright. Yeah, to even survive that turn, we had to forego Blade. So, shrug. Although this encounter in particular does kind of more hard counter Sovereign Sword, you'll say, well, there is a rare card that allows you to AoE, but the chance of you getting that so soon, running into this with good HP, is a different story. So, you know what? One more time. I could just be doing it wrong, or I should just be playing more safe by not going Sovereign Sword, but I chose what I chose. Also, I think I removed cards for HP, but that's not the worst thing in the world. So, what do we do this time? I'm still going to get I'm going to go greedy for elites here. Let's grab a rest stop in between, though. So, we're going to go full left for the moment. Toad pulls. Venerate Falling. 1 strike, Sadness, and away we go. Thorns, but if you get enough block, it shouldn't matter. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we don't get anything. We don't defeat anything, but that's because of the Tadpole turn. strike, we take the thorns, because that still counts, but at least we grab our block for this turn. Keeping in mind that I just took a bunch of damage for the, at the very beginning of the run, so it's not like I took all that damage immediately. Conquer, Forge 3, Sovereign Blade deals double damage this turn, but it's the only thing we have. And it's a nice card to use, but it's, for now it's only used to grab the sword. So, terraforming, no. Yeah, this is interesting. We might just grab Celestial Might. Debris is, actually, no, let's grab Collision Course, because we might be able to synergize it as a sub part of our deck, which we don't get to do at the moment, but man, that's when all you get are strikes and defends. So Collision Course, Conquer, could Conquer immediately. Yeah, Conquer immediately to grab the sword. Collision Course. And the other side of running any deck really, but at least Sovereign Sword, from what I feel, is finding something to supplement it, just in case you're. I mean, I think it's true for a lot of decks, just in case things don't go correctly. Unless you're building up for a big deck like an infinite draw, or any deck that can set up an infinite. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. If you get rid of a slug, we stun. That's the mechanic for this fight. But unfortunately, I don't think I get to defeat anything. So let's just go for defense here. If we Sovereign Sword next turn, then I think we're in a better situation. Yeah, especially if we Falling Star. Yeah, Falling Star, Sovereign Blade, and then hopefully we draw Sovereign Sword again here. Sovereign Blade. I'm going absolutely insane. Well, hey, yeah, Collision Course, Sovereign Blade, Strike ? That's our big damage for the moment. And I guess Refined Blade. Yeah. 2 sources of Sovereign Sword. If we upgrade something, what would we upgrade? Probably Venerate. Conquer is a nice little up, but it's not really the most important thing. Might do Venerate so I can Falling Star in 2 turns and not have to worry. Yeah. Because Venerate, we start with 3 stars, and then we can use Falling Star twice more without having to worry about using grabbing more stars later on. So, Refine. Funny enough, I think actually Refined Blade first, and then Sovereign Blade, so we have more turns later on. Should have Falling Starred. I made a mistake, but we'll do it here. We're probably going to draw Venerate in a moment here, and then we can just block this turn. Yep. So as intended. If I wanted to, I can pop Duplicator Sovereign Sword, but not yet. And yeah, since you have Sovereign Blade, it's not like you call it again, only on the first time, if you didn't know how it works. But, Cloak of Stars, Defend. I mean, we can Forge anyway, might as well, because all we have is 1 strike to do anything. We get weakened, but that shouldn't matter, as long as we draw Falling Strike. Oh, never mind. It's fine for the moment, but hey. Guiding Star, Gathering Light, Gamma Blast, no. Again, keeping our deck small to draw Sovereign Blade a lot more often. Falling Star, Collision Course. And we have everything else in the world. Now, on Terror Eel, on the other hand, might want to just push this to stun. But we do still want to Venerate. Could Cloak, if I so choose. Yeah, just to block this damage. That makes my star count a little strange, but I want to block this damage if possible. And we finally get our Sovereign Blade. It took a while. Might rush this. So 1632. If we use Collision Course, we'll definitely have enough. Also would like something to get rid of the debris, but let's Sovereign Blade first. This gives us another turn to deal damage, because we're going to get... Yeah, Terror Eel does a debuff, but the problem is that I don't know if we're going to draw. We need to draw Sovereign Blade. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to... Yeah, we should just prop this Entropic Brew to get potions anyway. We really didn't get anything, so pop this. We'll throw everything out. Grab an attack potion. Collision Course again, and off we go. Charge, yeah. So we'll grab charge there to get rid of the debris, or basically strikes and defends, either or. So it's really a +2 for me in terms of things it can do. I usually, if you're picking up a card, you want it to do more than one thing minimum. I feel sharp or nimble. I think one of them I wanted to be sharp. Otherwise, probably Cloak of Stars for extra. Yeah. Let's see what relic we get. 2 HP every combat. Sure, I'll take anything, and then let's go towards the elite. Might as well, we're on this path. Only 1 skill per turn. So, unfortunately, we have both Conqueror and the thing. The good news, if there is good news, is that I think I'd rather charge. Because then maybe we draw Refined Blade and use that turn to deal stuff. Yeah, so let's do this. So, get rid of Strike. Oh my goodness, I hit end turn for some reason. I'm going absolutely insane. Well, either way, we did not grab the card, by the way. So there goes our skill. And away we go. I should have actually popped this power potion. I just realized my mistake. Seeking Edge, no. When we replace Power Blade, yeah, I guess that's funny enough. That's going to be the one we do here. Power, Conquer, Refined Blade, sorry. Pop Refined Blade immediately, Minion Strike just to draw, and we take this 16 damage. Let's throw this as well. We throw Shrink Potion, and see what we can do. Charge again, maybe? Collision Course, Falling Star. Oh, that's unfortunate. If we're unlucky, sometimes we can get turns like this where we don't get to use charge, specifically when you are at the end of the deck, and the last 1 or 2 cards are cards you actually want to keep and use, so... Do we get out? I think we do. Yeah, we do. Chip in a bottle, 10 block, 10 block for 2 turns effectively. Reflect would be interesting, but stars. We do have some stars, but I think let's take another block. Cloak of Stars. I need to be really careful here, by the way. Yeah, so in this encounter particularly, we can't really do more damage than we think we're gonna do. So, funny enough, Cloak of Stars is gonna grant us some worth here. But at the same time, we're limited in the amount of damage we're dealing anyway. In fact, I wanted to max out the damage because that perfectly gets rid of it in 4 turns, but sometimes you don't get that choice. So, chip in a bottle, Conquer, and nothing else. Get another 10 block, but maybe we get something else. We do get to charge. And the other side of this, would actually, let's get rid of the dazed. The other side of charge is that allows us to get get back to Sovereign Blade a lot quicker. But again, it's not like I'm saying this all as pieces of advice. We had nothing else to use, by the way. It's just at least my opinion and showing how, you know, how I consider using Sovereign Blade if I were forced to. But yeah, obviously, so as you saw in the previous 2 runs, didn't go as well. Probably should have taken other cards, but wow, we really don't have any block this turn, eh? Well, Refine, just so we can do more damage, although it's going to take us at least 2 more turns to get out. So here's hoping I have enough block to last. Minion, another Cloak, please, because we need to be able to block this damage. Just get the rest of the damage out. More dazed, but we shouldn't need to worry unless we just draw a bunch of dazed, which kind of happened. Oh, none of these are damaging cards, and this is why I like the Forge plus damage. Because I could have at least done damage, but the game didn't give me anything, so... But of joy, here's Bulwark, by the way, which is what I was actually looking for, especially if we get decisions, but that's assuming we survive long enough to use it, so... Now, the other side of that is that when we Bulwark, we can't Sovereign Blade, but thankfully you retain the Sovereign Blade when needed, so... Yeah. And again, if we had the ability to recall Sovereign Blade, we'd be out this turn. That's why it's so... That's why that particular card is very important, I feel. But... Hopefully we're out next turn anyway. Collision Course, yeah. Among all the Collision Courses we have... Fun times. We don't need anything... I think we're just going to dodge to the right. We don't have the HP to survive anything else, so... and we thankfully have the Lantern, so we can immediately Bulwark and Sovereign Blade. That's why I was kind of tilting my head. I was like, why could I do what I did? Anyway. Unfortunately, yeah, we have to wait 3 turns to get back to Sovereign Blade if we need be, so... Yeah, the good news is that we get to do a lot of attacks. Can we charge into it? Yeah, get rid of both defends, and I think we're out next turn no matter what. So, minion. Really? That's all we could have done, eh? Wow, we actually die for that. Ugh, that was... Again, keep in mind... Oh, I'll show you actually after we die here. It's... really? Huh. Trying to think how to improve a run like that. So if I can show you Regent here really quickly. So Regent, I think it's actually uncommon, isn't it? Which is kind of... It's uncommon in 1 cost, I believe. So I guess it isn't that... You're not likely to pick it up, or are you? Yeah, Summon Forth. This is the card you want. You don't need it upgraded because all you're trying to do is rotate back into Sovereign Blade. So you use Sovereign Blade on your 1 turn, and on the next turn you use Summon Forth and Sovereign Blade again. That takes care of quite a lot of enemies, but it doesn't take care of everything, as you just saw. So, yeah, as we're sitting here at the end screen, because I don't have one prepared, and these are stream-like videos anyway, not really much else to say at the moment. I will continue exploring, because again, this is me exploring, if nothing else, what I can and cannot do. I think we could have made I think we could have made all of those runs work. It's just that I tried to force what I forced. The second run could have been a star deck, I think. The third one, I'd have to decide. I think just turn it into a transform deck, like a minion deck, because there's minion strike and minion dive bomb. And then the first one, I don't remember that far back. But, anything you want to say, you know what to do. Not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!